What's up, guys? I'm BTC. Unfortunately, got some bad news for you guys today. Even though Brigitte is being released next Tuesday, she's not going to be playable in comp for over a month. This is one of those videos that's the reason why Blizzard is never going to invite me to BlizzCon. Doesn't matter if I have 10 million subscribers or more, I'm just not gonna get that invite because I just can't sit by and not point out how dumb some of these things are. So let me just read it for you. This is from Scott Mercer. He's the Overwatch developer. He says, starting with the release of Blizzard World and Brigitte, we made the decision to debut new maps and heroes in competitive play at the beginning of the season that follows their release. This means that Brigitte will be available in competitive play when Season 10 begins, just as Blizzard World became available at the beginning of Season 9. This will help give each competitive season a stronger identity, as well as provide the community with plenty of time to learn how to play with new maps or heroes. I know every now and again some of my videos are seen by the people at Blizzard, but I'm not going to bother to sugarcoat this. This decision is stupid, plain and simple. There's just no other way to put it. You're making it so that a new character isn't going to be playable for a large section of your player base for over a month. Let me show you this screenshot right here. This is in-game. This is how much time we have until the end of the current season, Season 9. But on top of that, we also have to wait an extra couple days because for whatever reason, Blizzard still feels the need to have a downtime in between seasons, which also makes no sense. And that reminds me, hey Blizzard, remember when you thought it was a good idea to have 2 full weeks of downtime in between seasons, and people really hated it because there's a very large amount of your player base that only wants to play competitive and has absolutely no interest in quick play or arcade, but they were unable to play the one game mode that they wanted to play because you had 2 full weeks of downtime, and then it took you a while to realize that it was dumb and you reversed it, and you lowered the downtime to only 1 week, but people still said that that was really dumb, so then you lowered it down to several days, which is still dumb, but at least is a little bit better than what we had before. That was a mistake, and you're doing it again. So I know exactly why Blizzard is trying to do this. It's because they want to make the competitive ladder more similar to what the Overwatch League has. So in case you didn't know, the Overwatch League uses the same patch for each of their stages, and their stages are kind of the same thing as the seasons that we have on the competitive ladder. So for each stage, they only use the same stuff. There's no major patch changes, no new heroes, no new maps, none of that stuff. So the players in the Overwatch League know what they're going to be dealing with for the next several weeks. Now that makes sense because it's a professional league, and there is a very large amount of money on the line for all of the teams and the players. So it makes sense. But for the competitive ladder, me and you and all the other random people that are on it, we're not playing for a huge amount of money at the end, right? There's no prize pool for winning. Like, what do you get if you rank up a little bit more? You get some more competitive points to buy a golden gun that you probably already have a bunch of, right? So there's no reason to wait for this stuff. Now, there's 2 really good reasons why they shouldn't be doing this. The first one is there is a very large amount of players who have absolutely no interest in playing quick play or the arcade. They want to play the game in a more competitive setting. And what you're doing is you're making them wait an additional month and a half just to use the character that they want to use. This is almost the exact same mistake that they made with the golden weapons. On numerous occasions, Jeff Kaplan said that tying the golden guns to the competitive ladder was a mistake because what would happen is you would have people who really only wanted to play quick play, but they would be forced to go into the competitive ladder in order to get these points to get the golden weapons that they wanted. But they really didn't care about the competitive game mode. They only wanted to get the points and get the golden weapon. That was it. Well, now it's the same thing, but reverse. You have people who want to play the competitive part, but now they're forced to play in the arcade or the quick play, and they have absolutely no interest in that. And because of that, you're probably going to see more trolling, more toxicity, and just more problems because you're forcing players to play a game mode they don't want to play. And that brings us to point number 2. Because I know some of you are like, but Blame, shouldn't people get familiarized with the characters and the heroes before they try to use them in competitive? And my answer is yes, they absolutely should. You should play the characters in a casual setting for a small amount of time to get used to them before using them in a competitive game mode. And this doesn't mean just new characters, I'm talking about anything. Like if you have no experience playing McCree, you shouldn't just all of a sudden try him in the competitive ladder. You should try the character out in quick play first to get used to it and then try it in the competitive ladder. Here's the thing though, in reality, people don't do that. In case you didn't know, the old way that Blizzard would handle this is they would put the stuff on the PTR, it would be there for like a month or more, then they would put it on the live servers, it would stay in the kind of quick play arcade mode stuff for a week, and then after that week was up, they would add the character or the map to the competitive pool. Now, this was more than enough time for players to get familiar with it, and still, people didn't. So what they would do, and I've seen this many times with every single new map that's been released, I'll get into a game on the competitive ladder after a couple weeks have gone by, and I'll have someone on my team who's like, oh, hey, this is Horizon Lunar Colony. Oh, hey, this is whatever. I haven't played this map. I don't know where to go. And my thought is, dude, this map was on the PTR for a month, 2 months. Then it was like in the quick play in the arcade for several weeks. And you still never bothered to try it out? You never bothered to learn the map? And now the first time you're seeing it is in a competitive match? In summary, the competitive ladder is not the same as the Overwatch League. Me, you, and all the other people are not playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars like they are in the league. Stop treating it like we are. And the second thing is, yes, there should be a little bit of a learning period where it's not available in comp, but a month and a half is just ridiculous. While you're at it, Blizzard, get rid of the downtime between seasons entirely, because that's also dumb. Alright guys, what do you think about this? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out my Discord server. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter. The links for that stuff are down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault. Also, special thanks to all my Patreon supporters for helping to make this all possible. If you'd like to see what kind of cool rewards you can get for supporting the channel, check the links on screen and down below.